Hi fans, and welcome to this Week 9 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. Last Friday night, the Wolverines traveled to Moon Township and overcame a 14-point deficit to defeat the Moon Tigers. This week, the Wolverines will host the West Allegheny Indians. It'll be homecoming at the Wolverina in a huge Allegheny 9 conference matchup. We're going to sit down with Woodland Hills head coach George Novak to review last week's victory over the Tigers, preview this week's game against the Indians, and we'll also let you see highlights of last Friday night's game. All of that and more on the pregame show right here on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Three receivers to the right. Kanichka back to pass. He's pressured as he rolls to the right-hand side. Pumps twice. McAllister can't get there. Kanichka picks up the first down as he cuts it back inside of the 30. And the kick is up, and it is good, just getting inside of the right upright. The Wolverines running to the left. It's Rodney Denard getting the start at tailback. He'll bounce off of Moon Tigers, cutting it back to the near side right 50, to the 40, to the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone touchdown, and Rodney Denard starts things off well for the white and turquoise. Looking left, now looking back to the right-hand side, and the pass this time is intercepted by Woodland Hills. Leaping up and taking it away is Derek Caraway. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wolverines at the 34. Now Kanichka rolling to the left, throwing to the left. That pass is complete. It's enough for a Moon first down. Trips right, two receivers left. Kanichka pressured as he throws to the left-hand side. The pass is complete to Raekwyn Glover. He'll look to the right-hand side, and the pass is caught on the goal line, and into the end zone goes Josh Burns for a Tiger touchdown. Jones looking right, throwing right. He has a receiver down that far boundary. It'll be caught by Avram Abramovitz, and he'll be wrestled down at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines on a huge pickup. Handoff, Holt running to the left-hand side. He's met from behind, and the ball is ripped out of Seed Holt's hand, and a defensive lineman will run into the end zone for a touchdown. Alec Yakum just ripped the ball out of Seed Holt's hand and ran 8 yards for a touchdown for the Moon Tigers. Straight drop back, looking to the left. He's going to throw to the left, and the pass is complete to Avram Abramovitz. Wolverines setting up the fake. It's Seed Holt down the near sideline. He's got the first down and more inside of the 25. Hanchett gets the kick up, and that field goal by Chucky Hanchett is good. It'll be a first down for the Tigers as they find Raekwyn Glover. Kanichka looking left this time. Throwing left, pass complete to Panucci. He was wide open, and into the end zone he will go for a 17-yard touchdown. As Jones sets up the screen, it's complete. Seed Holt, he's got the first down. He's got a convoy in front of him. He's inside of the 25 to the 20, out of bounds to the far boundary around the 17. It's a big pickup for the Wolverines. Low snapped. Jones running left. He's going to step forward. He's going to cross the 10. Absorbs contact around the 7-yard line. Jones is going to hand off to Jaquan Smith, who's going to run straight up the gut and cross the goal line for a Woodland Hills touchdown. And the shotgun high snap. Looking left the whole way. Throwing left. And somehow the receiver got behind the Woodland Hills defensive back. Straight drop back. Kanichka sets up the screen. Completes the pass, sliding through tacklers goes Brady Sunday, and the 29-yard field goal attempt. Morrow, his field goal is good. Jones in the pistol, down the near boundary, looking for Robertson. Robertson leaps up, makes the catch on the near boundary. Looking left, throwing left, complete. Derek Caraway has it. He's got the first down at the 40-yard line. He'll be wrestled down after a pickup of a dozen. Jones. Looking left. Now he'll step to that left-hand side, slides through tacklers. He'll pick up positive yardage, close to the first down marker as he steps out of bounds on that far sideline. Holt takes the handoff straight up the middle, running to the right now. He's inside of the 10, spinning his way forward down to the 4-yard line. At the 6-yard line, Daniel Jones runs to the right and into the end zone for a Woodland Hills touchdown of 5.5 yards. Tigers with the offense on the field, straight down the middle, and the pass is intercepted by Derek Caraway at the 49-yard line. Caraway running from right to left to the far boundary inside of the 30, out of bounds around the 20-yard line, and the Wolverines are in business with 7:17 to play in the fourth quarter. Moon dodging a bullet after an interception by Derek Caraway. Now the pass down the near sideline, and they are able to pick up a big first down on the Moon Tigers. And now the Tigers are driving as a Tiger catching the ball along the near sideline steps out of bounds around the 17-yard line. He's going to run to his left. He's going to be pressured as he retreats and goes back to his right-hand side. He's going to step forward, and it's going to be intercepted by Woodland Hills in the end zone. It's Derek Caraway. He'll slide his way down at the 6-yard line, and the Wolverines are in business. The problem is they're 94 yards away from pay dirt. The good news is they have a minute to cover it. Jones trips right, looks left, throws left, complete. Avram Abramovich to the 30, to the 40, to the 50, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Avram Abramovich. The Wolverines have taken the lead. On 3rd and 10. Oh, big left-hand swat there by Michael McAllister, the defensive end. One receiver to the far side right. Kanichka steps up. He's pressured by McAllister. He'll throw the pass incomplete. And the Woodland Hills Wolverines will take the ball away on downs.
We are the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Since 1987, we've been a part of some of the most electrifying football games in Western Pennsylvania, and we've established a national reputation of excellence. Whether you're a former player, a Woody High alum, a parent, or a fan, you're part of our Wolverine family. And now you can join us by becoming a part of our new booster club, the Wolverine Nation. Visit WHFBA.org and see how your donation can help our student athletes while earning you unique benefits. We're more than just a booster club. We are the Wolverine Nation. Hi again, fans, and welcome back to this Week 9 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. Adam Gusky here sitting down with Wolverines head coach George Novak. And Coach Novak, before we talk about this week's big game against West Allegheny, let's take a look back to last Friday's victory at Moon. Yet again, a very exciting come-from-behind victory for your team.
Yeah, Adam, we knew Moon was going to be a tough game to play up there, and, it was their homecoming, and they came ready to play, and they got some good players. Got to give them a lot of credit. We made a lot of mistakes, but I give them credit too. Moon's very good. Has some tough kids. Coach did a nice job game planning. Took what we gave them on the short stuff, and we made enough mistakes that they had a sizable lead, and we came back in the fourth quarter to win at the end of the game. It was a very exciting game.
Obviously, one player that shone very brightly was Daniel Jones. He had a great game, ran the ball well, and of course threw it for over 200 yards.
Yeah, Dan, he's gotten better every week, and he still has some things he got to work on. But he was in there when we had the plays called, and Oliver made a couple great plays. But Dan threw the ball very well, and he ran the ball very well also. So he did a great job for us.
Let's talk some more about Avram Abramovich. He and Deontay Robertson on the outside really seem to be threats on both sides of the football field.
Yeah, it's nice to have two of them. They're both basketball players. This is their second year with us, and Avram's coming into his own. We just hope he keeps improving like he did, because he has the size and speed and athleticism to be a big-time receiver. And Didi's just a good football player, both on offense and defense. So it's nice to have two of those big targets to throw to. And we're going to need them this week and down the road some. So. Derek Caraway does a nice job of catching the ball too. And, it's going to take all our weapons for us to be successful.
Let's talk about one weapon you were without last week, Juwan Hill, and it really seemed like that affected the running game. I understand he was injured. Will he be back this week?
Yeah, he should be back this week. Saeed should be 100%. He wasn't 100% last week. We're going to try not to play him, but, when we got behind, we put him in, and he did play some, but he wasn't himself yet, and hopefully another week he'll get healthy and ready to play for this game. It's a big game. We do have some other running backs did step in there and did a great job for us. Rodney Denard, the first carry from scrimmage, he made a great run. He broke it and scored a touchdown. I think it was about 65 yards, and did a great job. And Jaquan Smith came in on the goal line there and got a 6 or 7 yard touchdown run in there. And both of them played defense. And they get in. They've been in a lot of games on offense too, so they're getting some experience there.
Coach, let's talk about the defense now, and it really seemed like the Tigers were able to pass the ball all over the field on you guys, other than going over the top.
For the most part, we tried to keep them to the short passing game. They hit a lot of outs. Would play good for 2 downs, and then they get a short pass and it turn it into 7 or 8 yards to get a first down. They went a lot of empty set on us, and we're just throwing the 5-yard passes. And had we not made a couple mistakes, offsides on a punt, and a couple penalties that were called, they might not have got 2 of those other touchdowns. And we did come up to one time and they threw it over our heads and got a big gain. But they had a lot of yards in the air against us. And their quarterback had a nice day. We were chasing him all over the field, and he did some nice things. Down the stretch at the end there, I thought the defense did real well, containing him. And even on the last, we had 3 interceptions. I think Derek Caraway had all 3 of them. He's done a nice job, and we probably dropped 3 other interceptions that we could have had. So, if we make all the interceptions, then it's not as big a difference there at the end. But our guys, I was proud of them to come back and win that football game, because it was, we had a minute 1 go, and Danny hit Avram, and Avram showed what we knew he could do athletically. His speed and athleticism took over, and he made a great run after the catch.
You mentioned Derek Caraway with the 3 interceptions. You talked about his prowess on offense earlier in this interview. He was pivotal in getting the win for you guys, especially on the defensive side of the football.
Oh, definitely, yeah. 3 picks, and he returns kicks. He's a good little athlete. Made a couple nice catches.
Let's talk about the defensive line now. It really seemed like they were applying pressure on the quarterback late in the football game, and that changed things for the Moon Tigers.
Yeah, it did. Mike McAllister is one of the big leaders. Austin Belichick did a nice job. John Robinson did a nice job. They all did. Micah Lucas was in there. We were Terrell Barlow. That was his first game back in action from his leg injury, and he did a real nice job for us. Made a couple nice big plays for us. So we're going to need him down the stretch here. Probably forgot somebody's name. The D line did a nice job pressuring the quarterback.
DeVega Bird was the only one you left out.
Yeah, Mo does a great job. He was a 2-way player for us. A lot of those yards were on screens. We'd have them 3rd and 20-something. They'd get a screen and make 21 yards for the first down. And, we caught a couple of them, but we got to get better covering the screen.
Coach, let's talk about the special teams. And you have that sophomore kicker, Chucky Hanchett, came through with a big field goal. He missed one just barely on a longer field goal. He really seems like he gives you an opportunity to score some points even when you're further away.
Yeah, he's definitely really matured this year on the extra points and the field goals. And he's going against one of the best kickers in the WPL this week at West Allegheny. From the last 2 years, he's been a phenomenal kicker for him. So, Chuck keeps improving, which is a good thing. Is just every week he seems to get a couple yards further back. He can kick it. And, it's nice when the ball's close to the 20 and we got a good shot to get a field goal.
Coach, you mentioned West Allegheny. Obviously, that's the opponent this week, and you've played the Indians twice over the past 2 years in non-conference games, some great non-conference games. But this year it's a little bit different. It's a conference game, and it could mean the conference championship.
Oh, it's definitely a big game, and just watching them on tape, they have a phenomenal team. Bobby did a nice job putting them together. They're good in every aspect: offense, defense, special teams. Their base offense is very good. They have nice sized linemen. They come off the ball. They're well coached. They got a big time running back. He's about 6 foot, 185. He's about Sage Holt size, and he can run. Kenny White is his name, number 5. He's very good. He single-handedly annihilated Upper St. Clair playing the Wildcat quarterback. First play from scrimmage, he took it for a touchdown, but he's just, that was a big part of their offense against them, and they beat him pretty handily. He also plays corner, but they have some other quarterback throws the ball well. They have some nice speed. I think overall team speed's good. They're strong inside, got good blocking fullbacks. Real solid offensive team. Don't make mistakes. Defensively, I think they're the strongest. They do so many different things defensively. You remind me of the old Steelers. They're bringing people from everywhere all the time. It's going to be a big challenge for our offensive linemen to pick it up and give us some room to run the football, because they're very good. One of the best players, they have a little safety, strong safety. He comes up, he's like Palomalo. He's coming. He'll attack any hole, any place, anywhere on the field. He's all over the place. He made some big plays against us last year when they came down here. It was a great football game. He was a big part of it. He was one guy that came through the backfield, caused a fumble when we were going in to score early in the game, and got the football. He's a handful.
Talk about the matchup with the Indians.
I think we both have some athletes that can run. I think they're clicking on all cylinders right now. We're not quite clicking on all cylinders yet, so hopefully this week we can tune things up so we are clicking on every aspect of the game. They had a big win when they beat Upper St. Clair, because I think they're a very good football team. So, North Hills and Moon to me were very competitive teams. I was proud of our kids coming back, but this is our biggest challenge, and I think we'll get better. Our kids are working on the game plan, and it's going to be a great football game.
Coach, when we look back over the past couple of seasons, you've had huge wins in the regular season, big blowouts, lopsided victories, but it always seemed like when the games got close and the team faced some adversity, they weren't able to come up to the task. This year, twice you've done that, both against Moon and against the North Hills Indians. Do you think that gives you a little bit more of an edge going against West Allegheny and Upper St. Clair in a couple of weeks?
It's a big positive, knowing that, if they get down, the game's not over. They keep going till the end. I was real proud of them. Last week it was a minute to go. North Hills, there was like 4 minutes to go. We broke the tie. It came down to the wire. But we played two good teams. I'll be interested to see Moon plays West State for the last game of the year, so that'll be an interesting game too. I think they spread them out, and that empty set, they probably ran it 40% of the time, went with an empty set, so that spread you out a little bit. And we haven't seen a lot of it, and they were able to find the open receiver. And plus, we had some different guys that we were moving around. But at the end there, that defensive line came through for us, and Derek had 3 big interceptions too, so that was big for us.
Well, Coach, it's homecoming week at the Wolverina, and 30 years of Wolverine football now, and it really seems like that Wolverine family continues. I see guys that are 10 years older than me or 20 years younger than me, and we're still all part of a very special fraternity.
Yeah, it is. It's very. I'm a nostalgic guy. It's something near and dear to my heart. Everybody that played here at Woodland Hills, and in 30 years we've had, quite a few guys come through here, and just to see them when they come back, talk about the old days, different games, different situations, whether it's in school or on the football field, just to see how they've done with their families and jobs and careers and where they're headed, and see that their head's on straight. And I'm real proud of those kids, and it seems every year I see more and more of the kids. They call or text or email, so many different ways now. But from all over the country, you get them all the time. So that's a nice thing, and it's 30 years seems like it went by fast.
Another thing that I've noticed too is the amount of former players that not just have kids that are playing at the high school level, because we talked about that earlier in the year, But I happened to be down here over the weekend and saw the midget program, and there are so many names that I recognize on the backs of jerseys that I've been calling over the years or I played with. And it's just really amazing to see this generational Woodland Hills football team continue to progress.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's, a lot of our midget coaches played for us here at Woodland Hills. And that's really nice. A lot of them went to college, played in college, and came back. And now their kids are playing. They're building the program. They're doing a great job. And it's a big part of our program. We've had, I'd have to go back and count a dozen or more ex-players, kids who've come through and played for us. So that's kind of special.
Well, Coach, I guess that'll just about do it for us for this week. We will talk to you again next week as you take on Upper St. Clair, hopefully with locking up a division championship in our conversation.
Well, thanks, Adam. We got a big one. It's a big challenge this week, but kids will work hard for it, and I think we'll be well prepared when we hit the field Friday night. I want to say goodbye to Aiden, Ava, and Max. I know you guys watch this show. You're big fans of Adams, and Dr. Schaefer here, who's the video man. So have a good week at school. Hope to see you this coming week. Thank you.
We'll be back with more of the pregame show right after this here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. What's for dinner on Thursday night? Chicken wings. Come on down to Turtle Creek for Thursday night wings at the Wolverina. Fresh, whole wings, hand-breaded and hand-tossed with 4 different flavors. And the best part is that all proceeds benefit the Woodland Hills football program. Thursday night wings at the Wolverina every Thursday evening during the season. Let's take a look at the Wolverines' results and remaining schedule. The WPIAL 5A Allegheny 9 Conference standings. And now the MSA Sports WPIAL 5A Top 10 Rankings. Again, fans, we thank you for joining us for this Week 9 edition of the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show. If you can't make it to the Wolverina for homecoming this Friday night, you can listen live on msasports.net. Watch our live stream on the Woodland Hills Football Network Facebook page. Select broadcasts throughout the season will also be streamed live on our YouTube channel. And as always, you can tune into the replays on Monroeville Comcast Channel 13, Penn Hills Comcast Channel 98, Verizon Fios Channel 37, and all of our broadcasts are available in HD on our YouTube channel. For everybody at the Woodland Hills Football Network, I'm Adam Gusky, and we'll talk to you again next week as the Wolverines host Upper St. Clair. This has been a presentation of the Woodland Hills Football Network. Watch us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and as always, visit us at woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com.